Yo, what up, world? 502 King Paul. They say that a smart man learns from his mistakes, and a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. The book of Proverbs teaches us that as a dog returns to his vomit, a fool returns to his folly, meaning that if you so choose to, you can continue to repeat the same mistakes in life over and over and over and over again until you die, if you so choose to. I say this to say what I'm putting out is simply advice from things that I've went through personally in life and things that I see other people deal with. So I'm assuming if you come to this channel and you watch my content and you're someone who is interested in elevating your life, adding more positivity to your life, and not continuing to do the same things that's put you in whatever bad situations before in the past. I don't know if I've ever shared this information on this channel before. Sometimes I have to go back and watch other videos and to just remember what it is that I even spoke about in that video or what message I put out, because I'm up somewhere near 100 videos now. And I focus on making more content more so than watching my old content. So it's some things I forget, but forgive me if I've already stated this. I lost my virginity at the age of 11 years old. I know for some people it may seem normal. For others it may seem extreme, and they may be taken back by that information. But regardless, it's my life and my truth. And at the age of 11, I lost my virginity. So I'm 30 years old now. Y'all do the math. 19 years in between. Almost 2 decades in between the time of me losing my virginity and me currently right now. So with that being said, man, I had a lot of partners growing up. I had a lot of different women that I dated, considered my girlfriend, spouse, whatever it is that you want to call it. And I got to experience a lot of different kind of women. But there was a point in my life where I genuinely felt that I could get any woman that I wanted to. I was getting the most beautiful women, and I had set in my head that no matter how fine she is, no matter how beautiful she is, no matter how whatever she is, I can get that woman if I want that woman. That was just my thinking at that point in my life. And for the most part, I did. Any woman that it was that I saw, she was beautiful, and she was considered the baddest one, the one that all the guys were chasing after. That was the woman I set as my goal to get. However, even though I dated these beautiful women, I have to say that 2 of my best relationships that I had in life were with women that weren't necessarily my type, or what I would consider to be my type. Now, I don't mean that these women weren't beautiful. I don't mean that, other people wouldn't find them attractive or whatever. They were attractive women, but they weren't necessarily my type. So often now we hear people saying, it'll be a good man and have all these different qualities and characteristics, and a woman to say, no, he's not my type. Or it'll be a good woman, and a man will see all these different good wifely attributes that she has within her, but they'll look at her and she might have a different hair color than what they're used to. She might be a different skin tone than what they're used to. She may be a different shape than what they're used to. But physically, they say that she's not their type. I'm putting out this video because I want people to look beyond the physical when they're trying to find that person for them. We get so caught up in what our type is and, what we want them to look like, how we want them to be built, and, what height, what weight, and this and that. And when you do that, you limit yourself so much as a person, man. I'm putting out this video because, like I've told y'all before in previous videos, I had older men around me saying, you have sex with as many women as possible. I've heard other male friends of mine say this. They were giving that same advice from the older men in their family, saying you have sex with as many women as possible. You look for the baddest one, and they don't tell you what to necessarily look for when you're ready to find a wife. This is going to hold you back in life. This is going to hold you back from getting that person that it is that you really want to settle down with. We have to look beyond the flesh and look onto the heart. Now, those two relationships I told you before that were some of my best relationships that I had till this day in life, those were women that I looked inwardly on more so than outwardly. I'll share the first one with you here. The first one was early on in my life. I was still very young, and the girl didn't necessarily look like what I would have went for in a physical way. She was still beautiful, but she didn't necessarily fit my type. However, being in a relationship with her was a big blessing to me. We never had sex during this entire time. We were still young, but it was having this relationship with her that allowed me to build up my relationship with God, because her family was really big in church. You know, we was in church multiple times a week. And the household that I came from, like my mom, she took me to church here and there. My dad never took me to church. And so for me, this was my first real exposure to going to church and really learning the word and getting exposed to, everything the church was about, everything that God was about. And it was her heart that made that relationship so beautiful. It was how she acted, how she carried herself differently than all the other women that made her beautiful to me, not how she looked. The other relationship that I had was someone that completely was like the opposite of what I would have went for physically. I'm not going to go into descriptions or anything, but again, she wasn't unattractive. You have to have a certain level of attractiveness to a person in order to even enter a relationship with them. But she was complete opposite from what I would normally look for or go for. And this woman or young lady had one of the best hearts of any woman that I ever came across. She had a really, really good heart, very genuine person, put family above everything. Her family was always in the church as well. And it really just came across in how she carried herself, and her loyalty. Her loyalty made her very attractive as well. But again, these are inward qualities that made those relationships great, and not the physical qualities. Now back to the fine women, the bad women I was talking about before. I've came across some very, very, very beautiful women who were pure ugly on the inside. And dragging out those relationships with those women just because you wanted to be with the attractive woman, you want to be with the baddest one, the one that all the men want and chase after. When you do that and set your focus strictly on physical, you're limiting other areas of your relationship. You're limiting the ability to be fulfilled in your relationship because you're so caught up in the physical, and you'll hang on to the physical, and you love the sex, or you love how she looks on your arm or whatever it is, and you're just completely allowing her to continue on in her ways. You're overlooking all the red flags, all the bad characteristics, how she disrespects people around her, her family, and all this stuff. And you just really have to take a moment and pull yourself away from what you think to be is your type. Your type might not be what's best for you. That's my point of what I want to say in this video. Your type is not necessarily what's best for you. And if you're in a bad place in your life, spiritually, mentally, then you have to think, is your type necessarily going to be the best choice for you? Because they may be meeting you where you're at this point in life, and they may be what you like as your type in this point in life. But, once you get better and once you do better and once you grow more spiritually and all this, is this person still going to be your type? Because you're going to get to the point where you're looking more inwardly than looking outwardly. Hopefully I didn't go on too long with this video, man, but I want to encourage y'all that if you are looking for a person to spend your life with, share your life with, you're trying to find the right person to settle down and be a life partner, then you have to look more on the inside than the outside. I'm not saying, find someone who's unattractive, find someone who's, you just have no kind of attractiveness to them whatsoever. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, don't let that be the only characteristic that you're looking at and then end up in a bad situation down the line. Once again, I'm not trying to tell y'all how to live your life. I'm not trying to tell you have to do this. But what I am saying is, I've made the mistakes before. I've seen plenty of other men make that same mistake of trying to chase after a woman that is physically attractive, but the worst thing for them spiritually and mentally. Hopefully it's something I said in this video that helps y'all out. It's positive, man. If you like anything I put in the video, anything at all, make sure that you go down below, like the video. It helps out greatly to get it out to other people and help them as well, man. If you have any comments, leave a comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscription button and hit that notification bell so you can get all my new videos as soon as I drop them, man. It's 502 King Paul. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. I'm out.